Hello everybody, this is Graeme, and today I'm going to be looking at Sushi Boat. Now I don't know about you, but my family just absolutely loves sushi. We get it fairly regularly and are always on the lookout for a new place to try. So when I saw this game, I just knew I had to get it, as it's all about, well, eating sushi. I was first a little puzzled about the size of the box until I looked at the back and saw the components. It looked kind of gimmicky, honestly, with a large wooden sushi boat representing the conveyor belt that you sometimes find in sushi restaurants. Now, having a gimmick is not always a bad thing, especially if it's integrated into the gameplay well. Now, the gameplay in this one is pretty straightforward. You're going to flip a card to see how to advance the sushi belt, by adding new plates to it. Then you have to move to an empty seat and potentially tip the staff for a special ability or buy a side dish, which can give you ability that you can use on a later turn. And finally, you just eat the sushi plate in front of you. Now you're going to score points by getting the same color plates and for eating different types of sushi. As you eat plates of sushi, you're going to place them on top of each other, but of course the key in this game is you can't rearrange the plates or look at the plates you've already eaten. So, will I finish the game and feel like I've just had a great dinner of sushi, or will it just sit like an old rotten fish? Let's get it to the table, see how it's played, and we'll come back for my final thoughts on Sushi Boat. So here's Sushi Boat set up. The large wooden boat is placed in the middle of the table. The staff cards are placed around the table at the seating spots, and all the wasabi cubes are placed into their bowl and the coins in their bowl after giving each player 2 yen. Each player takes a board and a matching pawn. All the colored plates are placed in the bag except for the white ones. The plates are of 5 different colors, with each plate showing one of 7 different types of sushi. Fill up the boat, then place 3 more plates in the trash area. And finally, add the white plates back to the bag. Shuffle all the side dish cards and remove a certain number based on player count from the game. Sushi Boat is played until the last side dish card is revealed. Then you're going to be getting points based on how many of the same colored sushi plates you have on your stack of plates. You'll get points for having complete sets of the 7 different types of sushi, and the person with the most side dish cards played will get points. So on a player's turn, they're going to flip over the top side dish card. In the top right corner, there'll be one of 2 types of symbols, either a red trash can or a green arrow. If you get a red trash can, you're going to fill up the sushi boat with plates pulled from the bag until a dish is pulled into the trash area. If you get a green arrow, fill up the sushi boat until all the empty spaces are filled. Either way, you'll always be pushing plates in from the start of the track. Now there is one more type of card, and that is the wasabi card. When this is revealed, set it aside. Each player takes 2 wasabi cubes and secretly place them on the colored circles on their player mat. You're trying to guess which 2 colored plates are underneath the tunnel at the back of the sushi boat. Once everybody's done, they reveal their cubes, then you take all the plates from the trash and place them back in the bag, then add plates to the boat until the 2 plates are revealed, and you should end up with 3 plates in the trash zone. For each correct guess, you keep the cube, return any that were incorrect. Once the side dish cards have been resolved, you must move your pawn to an empty seating spot. It cannot stay in the same position, and the positions are marked with a circle on the board. Once seated, you'll perform one action. Either visit the staff, buy the top side dish card, or just take a yen from the bank. If you wish to use the staff that is beside your seat, you must tip 1 yen. All the abilities are written on the staff pieces, but most of the staff involve taking plates from places other to where you're seated and placing the plates on top of your stack. You can, instead of using the staff, buy the top side dish card for 1 yen. These cards are played at any time on your turn and are placed beside your mat after you've played them. These side dish cards can do a variety of things, from looking or rearranging your stack of plates to just being worth 1 point at the end of the game. You can only ever hold 2 side card dishes in your hand at any time. If you take a third, you have to discard one without using its ability. The last action you can choose from is just to take 1 yen from the bank. Once you've done one of those actions, the last thing you can do is eat the sushi in front of your pawn. If you're sitting in a space with 2 arrows, you pick which of the 2 you're going to eat. You add it to the top of your stack. As you eat sushi, and however you get that sushi, you're going to be creating a large stack of plates. Once they are placed, you cannot rearrange them and you can't look through them at any time, unless of course there's an ability to do so, like a side dish card. There are just a few more rules, like spending yen to place a plate at the beginning of the boat to push all the dishes forward 1 space, or you can give 1 yen to another player to remove their pawn from the board so you can sit where they were sitting. Now, the game will end when the side dish deck runs out. Then you go to final scoring. For every group of the same color plates in your stack, they're worth points equal to the number of plates in that group minus 1. So, 4 of the same color plates together are worth 3 points. And a white plate is a little special. They are not counted as a color, but they also do not break up any groups. So if you have 3 red plates, then a white, and then 2 more red plates, that would be a group of 5 red plates, so 4 points. Then you look at all the different sushi you've eaten. There are 7 different types of sushi. Arrange your plates into sets, with each plate showing a different sushi. It doesn't matter about the color plates for this scoring. And depending on the number of different sushi in each set, you're going to be scoring points. Next, look at the side dish cards. Not the ones in your hand, but the ones that you played during the game that are beside your mat. The player who's played the most of these cards scores 5 points, and the second place gets 2 points. Finally, each wasabi cube you've collected is worth a point, and the player with the most points is the winner. Let's get back to eating sushi and my final thoughts on Sushi Boat. On to theme and components. The theme in this one is just fun. You're there to eat sushi, and that's pretty much what you're doing in the game. Using the staff abilities makes sense for the most part, although I don't think I really want to be eating trash out of the sushi, which is one of the abilities you can get through the staff. The idea of adding new plates to the belt makes sense, and I'd say on whole the theme works very well with the mechanisms, and it's nice to see such an approachable theme. I also like that they carry the theme through the components. You know, there's the little wasabi tray or the build tray to hold all the change. Even the boxes just to store all the stuff are nicely themed. For the components, they are pretty eye-catching. The main board here is a nice solid piece of wood and very sturdy. The little wasabi cup is actually, or dish is actually just ceramic. Unfortunately, the build tray is not ceramic, but it is a good solid plastic. The staff pieces are nice and thick cardboard, and they're double-sided, so you can have either the words or the icons. The cards themselves are again good quality and have nice appetizing images. The one minor nitpick I have with the components are actually the plates themselves. Now, I do really like the look of these, but I found that they stuck together kind of in stacks in the bag. It's not a big deal, but you do have to make sure that you break up the stacks in the bag when you're pulling them. Overall, extremely pleased with the components. Now for the gameplay. And this is a light and straightforward game, but it's still, you know what, it's a lot of fun. You do have a few decisions to be made on your turn. You know, are you going for the stacks of the same color, or are you going for different types of sushi? Which seat is open, and what do you want to do? Do you want to use the staff ability, which will usually get you more plates, or maybe you want to buy a side dish card, which can be pretty useful later on. Again, nothing overly complex, but still, you know, a little something to think about on your turn. I do think the game works better at a higher player count. There are some minor rule variations for 2 players where you can't sit in the same column as the other player. It still works at lower player counts, but I found it was just slightly more enjoyable at the higher player counts due to that increased randomness of the game and kind of fighting over those sushi dishes, which made using the staff and side dish cards even more important. Now, I like the little added rules, like being able to pay someone to take their seat, which means you could always sit where you wanted to and either get the sushi plate or use the staff. Managing your money is pretty easy, but you can't overlook it. Most of the side dish cards will give you an ability and a coin when played, and they can be played at any time during your turn, so, you know, keeping those in check is a good idea. Now, there is a variant in the box which I would highly recommend you playing with, and that's these menu cards. They're kind of secret objective cards that everybody gets, and they give you a good number of points, and you can get more during the game as one of your free actions. But again, it costs a coin. This is definitely something I include in every game I play, and would encourage you, if you get this game, definitely to play with these as well. I thought the game length was really good as well. It ranges from 30 minutes to 45 minutes, and I found that most of the games I played, the scores, again, were pretty close. And, you know, as the tasks you complete, the stack of dishes and the variety of sushi were both very useful to get points. I thought the idea of not being able to freely arrange your stack or to look through your dishes was a fun little addition to the game as well. I'm not sure how much impact not looking at my plates made to see what sushi I'd already eaten, as I'm sure I would have just forgotten in 5 minutes anyway, but the plate stacking, combined with those little white plates, I found kind of an enjoyable little task to do, and sometimes I just got so focused on that. So, would I recommend this game? Yes, I would. If you're looking for a fun, lighter game with some fantastic table presence, this is the game to get. I love the look and quality of the components. I enjoyed the gameplay. It was light, but still gave me some good decision points to be made. I enjoyed the 2 main ways to get points, deciding on whether to go for the huge stack of the same color or make sure I'm getting side dishes of sushi, as many side dishes of sushi as possible. I also like that they included the menu cards as an option as a third way to get points, and I would suggest that you definitely play with that. I liked the gimmick of the Sushi Boat and thought it really enhanced the gameplay. Without it, I don't think those wasabi cards would work as well. Now, there's not much I really disliked about the game. I think for its limited scope of gameplay and what it was going after, it kind of achieved it. Now, you're not going to be playing this every week, and the replayability, it is pretty limited. Once you played the game once, you've kind of seen everything this game has to offer. As long as you play with the menu cards, it does add some variety to the game. I might wish for some more variants or maybe other optional ways to score. But overall, I'm going to give this one a 7.5 out of 10 in the Dice Tower seal of approval. It's an enjoyable game. It knows what it is and it does it well. I may not want to play this on a regular basis, but it was enjoyable enough that I am going to keep it and bring it out when we want a game that looks striking, with a fun gimmick, quick gameplay, and that's just easy to get to the table. And that's it for the moment. Until next time, thanks for watching.